I just picked up the double feature release of Hard Rock Zombies and Slaughterhouse Rock from Vinegar Syndrome. Let's take a look at Hard Rock Zombies first. It's a film I hadn't seen in probably 35 years, and I honestly didn't remember a thing about it. So how did it hold up? Well, oh boy. Let's take a closer look. Oh, and some spoilers are ahead, so beware. The band Holy Moses travels to the small town of Grand Guignol to perform. Along the way, they pick up a deranged hitchhiker who invites them to stay at a mansion with her sadistic family. So the family ends up murdering the band, and we find out that they are Nazis. And not just regular Nazis, but the grandpa is actually Adolf Hitler himself in disguise. Oh, and did I mention the grandma is a werewolf? Their grandkids are dwarves, one of which looks like a little demon or something. And one scene has them ask for permission to watch their grandparents have sex.
House! House!
Can't we watch, please?
Watch old Grandpa und Grandmama Geschlechter Fuchen machen?
Yeah. So the band returns from the dead thanks to the lyrics of an ancient song and gets revenge on the Nazi family. I still remember picking this movie out at the video store as a kid. It was a giant place called Video Time, and when renting a movie there, you had to bring a little circular tag up to the counter, something like red for VHS and blue for beta. Those weird little tags dangling beneath the VHS boxes along the shelves always stuck in my mind. More so than this movie apparently, as I couldn't remember it at all. Hard Rock Zombies originally started out as a short 20-minute project made to be featured as the film the teens watch in the comedy American Drive-In. Somewhere along the line, the decision was made to expand the footage into a feature film. This probably explains the scattershot nature of the movie. Director Krishna Shah throws everything he can into this film, which definitely makes for an interesting watch. The movie had me up until the zombie band gets their revenge on the Nazis. That's really where the film should have ended, but it would have been too short. So after they kill the Nazis, the movie goes on for a bit more, and definitely feels like they were making things up as they went along. It gets way goofier and comedic in the last act as well. I just think the film should have ended with the band getting their revenge, and not go on with the town turning into zombies and all that stuff. But the first part of the movie is good, cheesy fun. From the acting to the 80s songs and fashion, it's all there. There's lots of songs throughout the film, and I actually kinda like them, especially the Cassie love song. It's good stuff. I also liked the ending scene as well. It was kind of sweet in a way. Now the gore effects are a little hit and miss, but there's still some good stuff here. Surprisingly, the effects were done by the legendary John Carl Buechler, one of my favorite special effects artists of all time, and the director of Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, one of my favorite Jason movies. He sadly passed away in 2019. Rest in peace. The direction is pretty amateurish, as is the lighting and pretty much everything else. So yeah, the third act definitely hurts this one, but it's still a crazy and pretty fun watch. Just go in expecting a so bad it's good kind of thing, and you'll probably get some enjoyment out of this. But some of the over-the-top aspects definitely turned me off a bit. Vinegar Syndrome restored the film in 2K from 35mm archival elements, according to their website. It's grainy with lots of print damage, but it's never unwatchable, and it all adds to the grindhouse B-movie feel. Vinegar Syndrome warns at the start of the film that they had to use standard definition inserts for some of the unrated gore shots, due to the original footage being lost. The VHS quality inserts actually cut in very well, and were obviously cleaned up a bit by Vinegar Syndrome. This thing is loaded with some excellent special features. There's Never Say Die, a 1 hour and 7-minute documentary about the making of the film as told by 7 actors. There's also a 21-minute interview with 2 of the effects guys, an 11-minute interview with one of the bit players, and a 10.5-minute interview with an author and Hard Rock Zombie superfan. The interviews are fantastic and a ton of fun to watch. I just love hearing the behind-the-scenes stories on these low-budget, forgotten horror films. The special features included here actually made me appreciate the film a lot more. Up next is the 1987 film Slaughterhouse Rock. I always remember seeing this one to rent at the local video stores as a kid, but for some reason I never rented it. So, have I been missing out? Well, let's find out. And like the previous review, there are some spoilers ahead, so beware. A college student named Alex has been having nightmares and visions of a demonic force. His brother and friends think he's imagining things until they witness him being attacked while sleeping. Sounds a little familiar, huh? You can definitely tell this one took some inspiration from the super successful Nightmare on Elm Street series, but the similarities are strictly surface level, and I wouldn't categorize this as being a ripoff of the Nightmare films. The dream sequences are solid and really well done.
And it is the hypothalamus that acts as the antenna.
And I really have to mention this dresser here. That's not something you see every day. So one of Alex's professors, who specializes in the occult and supernatural stuff, randomly shows up and reveals that his visions are connected to a demonic force that haunts the abandoned Alcatraz prison. So Alex heads over there with his brother and group of friends to confront the evil force and solve the mystery of his nightmares. I remember hearing a lot of mixed things about this film over the years, and I wasn't sure what to expect. So imagine my surprise when I ended up really liking this one. The premise is a little convoluted at times, but the fun visuals and excellent practical effects keep things moving along. I thought the acting was fine all around, and the characters were actually pretty likable. I kind of felt bad for them at times. Speaking of the cast, Hope Marie Carlton appeared in Ghoulies Go to College, Summer Party Massacre 3, and her most iconic role of all as the pin-up girl from Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
How's this for a wet dream?
The direction by Dimitri Logothis, I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right, was excellent, and I loved the score and songs by the band Devo. I also loved the creepy abandoned Alcatraz prison, which was really helped by the excellent lighting and fog-draped locations. As I've said before, I love blue-tinted nighttime scenes, and this film has that in spades. So, any issues? Well, things do get a little nonsensical once they get to the prison, with Alex interacting with the ghosts of a murdered band. The backstory was actually explained early on, but I was honestly distracted by Alex's red shoes. Now, one of the band members is played by real-life singer Toni Basil, probably most famous for the Hey Mickey song. Anyway, Alex is assisted by her ghost and eventually the ghosts of his dead friends. It is a bit goofy, but different. But overall, I was really happy with this one. It's definitely the superior film in this set, and honestly, I'm gonna say, this one is a lost 80s gem. Vinegar Syndrome has restored this film in 4K from the original 35mm camera negative. It looks fantastic and really brings out the moody lighting and detail. And it's also the fully uncut version, so we get all the great gore intact. Special features aren't as in-depth as Hard Rock Zombies, but there's still a lot here. We get a trailer and 4 interviews, one with the cinematographer, one with actress Tammy Hyler, Nicholas Solozzi, and Al Fleming, who played the monster. The interviews range from 11 to 19.5 minutes each, and include lots of great information on this obscure film. Vinegar Syndrome has included a thick cardboard slipcover with this release. One side has Hard Rock Zombies, the other Slaughterhouse Rock. I really love the artwork for both these films. Reversible cover art is included as well. This is an excellent release from Vinegar Syndrome. Although I definitely preferred Slaughterhouse Rock over Hard Rock Zombies, both movies are worth owning, and both have some excellent special features. So once again, I'm gonna have to say, highly recommended.